because I think it's very imperative that we go through these items because they tie right into tonight's topic. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to them while B gets his items now.
Yeah.
Black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. Now this is what I use. I use the big one next to my front door, and I use the small one under my pillow. Every single night. You cannot walk into my house without seeing this by the front door. This wards off negative entities, negative spirits, low vibrational energy, things that are not of my highest vibration, and anything that is left lingering, like after an argument or after a sickness or ill person has left, this is just going to eradicate it out. So this is always by my front door, without a shadow of a doubt. All right. Now, what I have hanging above my door is a chicken's foot. It's a chicken's foot coated in what looks like black paint. I'm not sure if they painted it, spray painted it. I don't know what happened here, but I keep this hung above my front door, as well as an egg. Now, the egg you do have to switch out every couple of days, because if not, you'll start to smell it. But what an egg does is an egg absorbs negative energy. So if you're going to hang the egg on top of your front, or hanging above your front door, and or if you have a child, a baby preferably, you're going to hang it over the crib, on the wall, of course. And that's going to absorb any negative energies, entities, any maniacal entities that are trying to come in and just take over, because you know babies are so precious, and you don't know what entities are trying to infiltrate your children. They're innocent, they're pure. So a lot of times these negative entities will try to come in and just pretty much overtake your children. So make sure you have the hanging egg over your children's crib, baby's crib, children's bed, whatever the case may be. Now, I cannot go anywhere without my black salt. My black salt stays with me as well. I keeps me some black salt. And this ain't the salt that you use to cook with, although you might probably cook with it. It probably tastes just like regular salt. I don't know. I ain't tasted it yet. But I goes nowhere without my black salt. However, if I am going on a trip or a vacation, and I know TSA is going to check my bag, I don't bring this bag for vacation. I bring my mojo bag, okay, my gree bag, and I just put a couple of grains of salt in this bag, as well as my black tourmaline. I have one that's smaller than this that I actually travel with. This is probably too big for me to travel with, so I have a travel size stone that I put in my gree bag, because I don't know if they're gonna have issues with this, not knowing what it is. If you're not spiritually checked in, you're not gonna know what this is. All right. And last but certainly not least, my witch's broom. Okay, now don't be turned off when you hear the word witch. We've already did a segment on witches and why the term is always turned into something negative. This, my friend, is going to also sweep out the bad negative energy and sweep in the good fortune, as well as protect my castle. So I also have this hanging above my door simultaneously with the chicken's foot, okay? And these two are consistently hanging above my door, always, 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 always. So those are my spiritual tools that I never go a day without, that I never go a day without honoring, and not like I'm praying to these tools. I honor them because they help me help you guys, and they help me on my spiritual journey. So Bestie, you want to share your spiritual tools?
I do. I really don't have a lot of physical tools. I'll get more into that in a few minutes. But I do have black tourmaline. I also have onyx. Also have I forgot the name of this one. I've been trying to figure out the name all day. I write the names on the bags, and then when I take them out the bag, this is where we are. But I do know that this is another protection It is a part of the selenite family, I want to say. I really want to say graphite is coming to my mind right now too, so it could be a part of the graphite. So I
Okay.
do have these crystals. I use them in meditation methods. I do, because it's in use right now. I didn't take off my evil eye that I have. I have a little a hanging evil eye on my door handle, um,
Okay.
and I've kept it there because it's and I literally have had people to not be able to come in because of that evil eye. Catch that. Another
Catch that heat.
right. So I know you typically use. That's weird. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. I will. My grandmother just told me something. Um. So I
Hey,
have
Grandma.
right. I have Florida water here. Right. And I know this is typically used for cleansing spaces, but I use it to cleanse the space because cleansing your space also helps get rid of, protects you from attacks. Um, it's just that it's a part of. I haven't dived or dove too much into it, so I'm not going to act like I'm an expert on this topic. But I have heard from several different sources that whenever you keep a junkie house, that is like those evil spirits lurking and having um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, invading your space, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do have some white salt here. Ashley has black salt. I have white
Ooh.
salt. And this is kosher salt. This is also good for protection, protecting your spaces. You can put this in the cracks of your window or on your window sills and the cracks of your doors, anywhere that there's energies coming in and out. Um, One that we both use, and I'm not finding at this moment. um, I have pieces here, but this is red sage.
Ooh.
You burn
Yes.
that to cleanse out the energies, right? Because one thing
Mm-hmm.
is, and I know we're talking about protecting from, but say that something has jumped on you or your child, right? Or someone has given you an item. I think we talked about that last week episode. People handing you stuff, and once you bring it to your home, now that thing is in there. So the thing to do
Mm-hmm.
is to cleanse it out and get rid of it so that it doesn't cause havoc in your life. Now, before I forget, my grandmother. So what I said, ooh, is because my leg felt wet, as if somebody had like that, like if I had jumped in some water or something. And so my grandmother wanted me to share about water. You can get rid of evil spirits through water spells, freezing up the hands or the spells of someone that may have casted something on you, whether you know it or not. I actually did this the very first time I used a water spell. Um, I I said, whatever is on me, whoever put something on me, like I went to work. And I just used the words that came to me. I used the scriptures that came to me. And once I did what I was supposed to do, for me, I was instructed to, after I wrote down the spell, to burn it, to place it in the water, and then to freeze it. As soon as I burnt it and placed it in the water, whatever was on me was lifted instantly. And I said, wow, I didn't even know that was on me. And so that's why I was saying earlier about sometimes we don't know if things are on us. And so we have to, thank you, to get that off, right? Because water is cleansing. So you have to think of it that way, no matter how you use the water, whether you bathing and getting things off, or the Florida water, right? Use it to help remove things.
Yeah.
Um, I just saw this too. It was It's almost like you also want to cleanse yourself as much as you want, as much as you need to, because sometimes the enemy, as we call it, right, would do bits and pieces here and there, and you're like, oh, nothing's going wrong, nothing's going on, nobody's attacking me, that's good, and the whole time it's increasing because each
Mm-hmm.
droplet is there. So that's why you cleanse. But now, because of, everybody wants to know about the feather, right? Uh, because I am of native blood, right? Because of who I am for my family's bloodline, and it's more than just native. But I was talking with someone right before I got on, and I just felt called to wear it and represent, right? So, because of my heritage, my ancestors protect me. I have I come from some good people, right? And so with that comes my protection. So, and also I'm going to also pair this with prayers, also known as spells, right? Um, also being protected because of the prayers of my greats, my greats, my greats, my grandmother. My maternal grandmother used to have a list and would pray for every single person in the family by name. If someone had a child, she wrote their name on the list. You feel me? So these prayers sometimes go back for generations. So you have no choice but to be protected. And so that's why I've always tried. I've been on this platform to tell people I am a protected individual. I'm also protected by God because of the assignment that I have been sent to do. So
Mm-hmm.
with my literal destiny and purpose on top of my family, I'm protected because I have work to do, and I've known this since I was a child. Um, and I've even shared some of the stories on this platform, so you know what I'm talking about. Things that should have happened. I could share this. So as a child, I've had so many instances where a snake could have and should have attacked me or bit me, and it didn't. The very first instance, I was in kindergarten and we were taking a nature walk, and I was the only one walking ahead. I guess I was Dora the Explorer before Dora, right? My teacher said I had my foot up in the air, and my teacher yells, "Do not look down." She said, "Don't put your foot down." And I was like, "Oh," but it was too late. I had already put my foot down, and but luckily I put it down beside my other foot. And then she tells me, "Don't look down." And I'm like, "What do you mean, don't look down?" And I look down, and there's a water moccasin standing literally coiled up right in front of me, and it did not touch me. I jumped up in the air, and I was like, "Whoa." Um, because baby, what?
Okay.
Same age, different instance. I was at my best friend's house, walked through a known snake's nest. I didn't know it. I was at his house.
Oh
No
my
snake
goodness.
present, anything. So when I tell people I'm a protected individual, snakes and vipers can't touch me.
That's right. That's right.
So, and it whether that is figuratively, literally, verbally, mentally, drawn out or planned, it will not touch me because I am a protected individual. Um, so okay, so come on, mentalness. Okay, so another protection is aligning myself, because you have to have mental protection. The best way to have mental protection is to have a clear mind from the get go. When you clear out
Mm-hmm.
the noise, you hear spirit. Spirit will tell
Mm-hmm.
you, go get the salt. Spirit will
Mm-hmm.
lead you to different places to find different things. There is one. Shout out to Papa G, from Aroma G's Botanica here in Nashville. So there, in one instance, he was talking about what it getting a railroad nail, right, as a
Mm-hmm.
form of protection. He goes a lot into it. He is a very amazing person. And then also with that, sheesh, I can't even think right now. But it's it'll come to me later. But it's like the jewelry that has been blessed, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you get that, and you get that from someone who blesses these items, right?
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't on my list, that's why I can't call it right now. But I keep hearing pendulum, but it's not a pendulum. But some people do have these have pendulums that are blessed and stuff, and they keep them near. But once these things have been blessed, spelled, what have you, they protect you.
Right.
They protect
Mm-hmm.
you.
That's right. And when you have these omens or these pieces of articles of clothing or actual physical, tangible items on, no nefarious energy can ever infiltrate yours.
Hmm. Enchanted
Nefarious,
items.
nefarious energy is xed out completely. These
Hmm.
items protect you, but also keep in mind you guys have to stay high vibrational. So you can have all of the tools in the world, big baby. You can have all of the pendulums, you can have the stage and everything, but you have to be right in the inside for it to exude on the outside. So make sure with all these spiritual tools, you are also practicing your spiritual practices within,
Hmm.
internally, because you can have all the tools in the world, and these tools aren't going to do anything for you if you aren't spiritually cleansed inside, if you're not high vibrational, if you're not eating properly, eating healthy, if you're not meditating, spending time with yourself, clearing karma, healing yourself. All these tools are not going to do any good to you. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. So thank you for sharing that story.
Yes.
And I want to go ahead and get into tonight's topic. And I saw that a lot of you guys were commenting. So I don't know if you want to touch base or to touch on these comments after, or what,
We
B? What you think? Because I don't want
we
to feel like we're
yeah,
ignoring anyone.
we can go ahead and start. I did see where Vivacious was
My
talking
girl
about,
Free.
yes, about the Black Widow. I even have a story about that too. So at my mom's house, we had there at the corner, it was always this brick that was open. For whatever
Okay.
reason, it had been knocked off, and we had never gotten it replaced. And so one day I was sitting there, and I was just singing, and I just outside being a kid. And well, actually, I was a teenager, but still a kid, right? Um, and I put my hand down, and something says, "Look down," and I'm looking, and there's a black widow standing, coming out of the brick. And I later found out that she was a she. And I was like, oh, but I realized that she didn't bite me. That's the thing. Like when I say close, this is my hand, and I'm gonna try to put it down. So here's my hand, and here's the spider. That's how close she
What?
was to my hand. Right. So she could have bitten me, but she didn't. And I said, you didn't bite me. And I said, because you didn't bite me, I'm gonna let you live. I'm not gonna kill you because I know what kind of spider you are. I watched this spider grow webs. I watched it get kill bugs. I watch it have offspring. I watch the offspring go out to different places,
Oh my
and then
God.
I watched her. Somebody had came and killed her, and that broke my heart because I was like, y'all don't even know that this spider, what this spider could have done, but she
Right.
showed me grace. But and when I found out that she was a she, I
Yeah.
enjoyed seeing her offspring leave. And I was like, your mother, I actually said, your mother was a wonderful woman. Please go out and be
Oh.
great. I said that when I saw them coming out the sack. I did. But that's the thing. It's these things that could have happened, right? They don't when you are a protected individual. And don't forget, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also have angels that watch us as well. Don't get it twisted. What do you think a spiritual guide is? An angel.
That's right. And you know, that story reminded me of Homecoming. When we were rooming with Ash in that Airbnb, and we had so many, like we had a bug infestation basically. And I was just like, we'll just kill them. Like, just, and Ash was like, no, like these insects are spiritual beings. And I was like, girl, what? This is a roach. Kill it. Step on it. But now, hindsight's 2020. If you think it back then, I'm like, you know what? She's right. You don't know what that bug was there before us. You don't know what that bug was doing, what that bug was cultivating. And I'm not saying if you see a bug in your house, you shouldn't get rid of it. If you're allergic, of course, by any means necessary. But if you're able to just, escort the bug out without having to stomp it, then do so. Because you don't know what that bug is there for. That bug could be a monitoring spirit, yes, or it could be an ancestor. You don't know. So just, have the bug exit stage left. But that story reminded me of Homecoming when we were all together and we just happened to book that Airbnb that had a heavy bug infestation. And I'm just like, what is going on? But I think the issue was that they hardly used that place. And I think they just opened it up for Homecoming. So I don't think they had the time to like really clean it up. The sheets were clean. The house was clean, but it just had many, many bugs. And I'm just like, how is that possible when you clean? But I guess because it was in the woods on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
You pay for it. So anyways, I'm rambling. So let's go ahead and deep dive into tonight's topic. And it's not going to be long because I know Bestie has to get his Z's in. And also this is not going to take long anyway, because it's pretty much straight to the point. So let's talk about generational curses. Now, we've spoke about this in previous podcasts, but we've never spoken about how to protect yourself against generational curses. Now, what's a generational curse? It's a curse that happened way before you were even thought of, before you were a speck in your mother's eye. It's something that may have been placed on your bloodline, something that your ancestors may have done. It may have been warranted. Maybe it wasn't warranted. However, be that as it may, it's a hex, it's a curse. It is something that is on your bloodline through your generation that is going to simultaneously affect you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, especially if you are a close-knit family or if you are doing light work, if you're an earth angel, if you're a starseed, if you're a chosen one, if you're out here doing light work for the earth. So this curse is going to affect you. So it is very imperative that you find out what the curse is. How do you find that out? Meditate. How far back the curse goes so you can know when to pinpoint it and figure out, okay, how deep does this curse go? Is this just my mother? Is it my grandmother? Is it my great-great-great-grandmother? How far back does this curse go? When you can try to pinpoint it from meditating, you know how deep the curse is, because some of these curses go as far back as slavery. I'm talking slave owners that put curses on families, so they wouldn't run away, so they'd be obedient to the masters. Like, some of these curses go as far back as slavery. So you need to find out how far the curse goes back. And this is what a generational curse is, guys. And you'll see it in certain families. I know you can attest to this, Bestie. You can look at a family and see that something is repeated. Yes, the mother did it, the daughter did it, the daughter did it, or maybe the father did it, the grandfather. Like, you can see something that's passed on, and that is what we call a generational curse. Something that is passed on and it's not rectified. And if you don't rectify it, it's going to continue to pass on throughout your bloodline. So that's why you have to be conscientious and you have to be aware, awake, and using your third eye to see things for what they really and truly are. And when you heal, you'll be able to see things for what they are. You'll be able to recognize unhealthy behavior. You'll be able to look at a situation for what it is and not for what you want it to be. And it's a catch-22 because sometimes that can be easy for a lot of people and sometimes it's hard to be able to look at a person that you know but you love, but they're toxic.
Yep.
You know that they have good intentions, but they have a lot of trauma. So that's hard for a lot of people. You're aware, you're awake, but a lot of things, people and situations, you'll have to eventually let go because they're not evolving. They're just existing.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be tough for a lot of people. But yes, you have to recognize what how far the spell or the hex goes back in your bloodline. All right.
Exactly.
And what does this look like? Repeating patterns, pain, trauma, financial struggles. If you are someone who has kept a good job or is good with, strategizing or good with money, and you still find yourself having financial troubles, this is another sign that they may have put a financial hex or threw some bad juju on your money, coming up. This is another telltale sign. Especially if this seems to follow your family, not just you, but if this seems to follow other members of your family, that's another telltale sign. Feeling blocked spiritually, like doors keep closing in your face, even when you are prepared for them to open and you got the key, the doors are still closing. That's another sign. Sudden health problems, fatigue, with no medical explanation. When you are always tired, but you're eating right, you're getting enough sleep, but you have this like fatigue, something is wrong. And my dad would always say when he lived in the first house that him and my mother bought, that every time he would get a good night's rest, he would wake up and he would feel like a witch was riding him. And I never understood what that meant until I got older. And he said that he felt like something was always riding him. And now I understand what he meant by that. That is something that is always going to be on your back until you recognize that it is something, and then you're able to clarify why that something is there, and then you can eradicate it out of your life. So the first thing is knowing what the thing is, knowing that it's not your energy, that it's something that is completely separate from yourself. Then you have to figure out why it's there. And what my dad did not do prior to him purchasing this house, he didn't find out who lived there before. And that is so important, guys, for you to find out, was the house built on a graveyard, cemetery? Who lived there before? Did they practice magic? Palo Santos.
And cleanse with this Florida water.
Cleanse with Florida water, because like Bessie said earlier, everything you bring into your house has an energy. It carries a vibration. So you don't know what the people practiced or what they were into prior to you moving into a new residence. This goes for apartment hunting too. Walk into the space, feel it. If you have a cat, great. A dog, take your pet into it. If the pet starts acting crazy, you know that it's an energy, a spirit in there that don't need to be in there, and neither do you. Okay? So you guys have to be on your P's and Q's. And you do that by knowing yourself, because you know that you're not just imagining this stuff. You know that this stuff is really real. It's really happening, and it's really affecting people. They just can't differentiate between, oh no, I'm going crazy, or this is really happening. It's really happening. We're in the age of Aquarius, okay? It's really happening. People are tapping into their spiritual gifts every day, my beautiful soul family. So you have to follow suit. So if you see these things in your lives, your family's lives, even your children's lives, it could be a spiritual attachment, a hex, or a generational curse, or a spell trying to move through your bloodline. And a spell can very well do that until you stop it. A spell can move through your bloodline until someone stops it. That's why I will never understand when someone says, oh, spells ain't real, magic ain't real, you can't be hexed. The only way you cannot be hexed is if you come out the cooch with a protection spell. If you come out the cooch with the black tourmaline, okay? You got to come out the cooch with all this, all right? Or if you have a praying grandmother like Bessie, who is praying over that womb before that baby comes out. This is why the old elders always did that. They put their hands on the mother's stomach and they prayed for a safe delivery. They prayed for any maniacal energies to be eradicated out of that room. They prayed over the women in the village. And you have to do this with yourself as well as your family, because you don't know what generational curses have tried to infiltrate your bloodline.
You know what?
Period.
As you were saying that, another thing, and it's gonna be funny me saying both at the same time, but with Christianity and hoodoo, the use of scriptures. Like,
Yep.
how many times have you seen somebody get scriptures or write them down and then nail it over the door or the window? Or
That's
getting
voodoo.
some oil and slamming it on the door, you know.
That's voodoo.
Like, think about it.
Voodoo.
When God asked Moses to protect the children of Israel from the death angel, what did he say? He said, slay a lamb and place the blood on the door, so that when I see the lamb, the blood of the lamb, I will pass over. Like, so many people think that it's demonic now, but why, when that was the practice back then? Think about it. A lot of people use things so they twist things, right?
Yeah, very much so.
How can you say that it's barbaric when that was the traditional practices that's recorded, as we say
Exactly.
in the
Thank
good
you.
book? It's recorded in the good book that they killed and slay doves and goats and sheep and cows and chickens, right?
Thank you.
They said
That's
that,
right.
right? So again,
It's not
chicken
as
foot.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying
Yes,
yes.
it's not as
Hmm.
Neanderthal as y'all may think it is. It's not. It's very well practiced, and our ancestors practiced it. And what did the slaves use back in the day? If you go to my, what do you call the little things that are underneath the story? My old stories that I pinned on my page. If you go there, you will see the mojo bags that the slaves, the enslaved people from the transatlantic slave trade used to protect themselves from their masters. They use mojo bags.
Exactly.
We use mojo bags now. This is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. This is what the slaves used. How do you think the Haitians won the Haitian Revolution? Can I get an amen? Magic. They use magic, and no, they don't teach this in school because they don't want you to know about this. They don't want you to know your roots, that you have power, that you are powerful. This is how we won many, many wars that aren't talked about. Magic is in your blood. Magic runs through your bloodline. So do not be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. Embrace it.
And another thing, it's been circulating, but now I'm finally starting to see as we're doing this talk, because education and educating your mind is another way to protect yourself from the evilness that is out there. Why? Because if they can cloud your mind with foolishness and things, if they can stupefy your mind, how then can you think? How then can you see when the enemy is coming for you if you don't know what you're looking for?
Right.
When a lot of people start to talk about, oh, that's witchcraft and all this is this and all this is that, I listen to them and then I'm like, but how do you know if it's witchcraft if you've never studied witchcraft?
Right. That part.
War tactics. Everybody, every single country on this earth has war tactics where they have studied their opponent. So if you're saying that witchcraft is bad and you are a Christian, then why do you not know what is truly witchcraft and what is not? Because you deem everything outside of what you were told as witchcraft.
Right. Ooh, you better preach, brother. And you know something else? Another reason why our enemies have been able to dominate us is because they know more about us than we know about ourselves.
Think about
the enemy knows more about us than we know about ourselves.
Think about what is it, the algorithm? What do you think the algorithm is doing? It's reading what you like. Who is controlling the algorithm? Oh, this person likes this type of stuff. We're going to keep pushing it so that they can be so engulfed that they can't think. This is why this is why every spiritual person would tell you sometimes you have to walk away. You have to pull away. You have to stop watching certain stuff. You have to reset. You have to get connected and aligned. Another thing, and think about it. Anytime, and I'm gonna give you this. I'm not even gonna talk spiritual. I'm talking Bible now. Think about how every time God used someone great in the Bible, what did he have him or her to do? Separate themselves from their normal life. Whether that was through being captured by slavery, being ran off because they murdered somebody, or just having them by themselves alone. Why do you think that the prophets of the old were oftentimes by themselves? Because when you don't have distractions, you only get divine connection and divine instruction. And when the enemy comes to attack you, you have what? Divine protection.
Right. That's right.
Exactly. And Jesus fasted for 40 days and nights. Hi, Ash. And if you really look at the story of I was about to say of Moses, he was also separated for 40 days on the mountain.
40 nights.
Exactly. So in order to get divine, and so that's what I always say, like it's something about the number 4. That's why I find it, you know what, we're not about to have this real-time revelation right now. So I'm gonna put a tab in that. But that part was for me. But whenever you have this such divine qualities about yourself, spirit will always protect you.
Always. Always, always, always. And you know what? That is going to segue into how you can protect yourself. So thank you. Thank you, Bestie. Okay. Here's what you can do. Cleansing your space. We already talked about that. Sage, Palo Santos, Florida water. And you can say out loud, no curse, no hex, no dark energy can move through my family. Every negative force is returned to sender, wrapped in love. Now, why do you say wrapped in love? Because even though they are sending you negative energy, you are going to send it back wrapped in love, so that if they try to do a reversal, you're going to get love sent back in return. You always send it back wrapped in love, because you are love. You are of the light, okay? No matter what they're trying to send you, you always send back that negative energy wrapped in love.
Yes.
Am I right, Bestie?
You're right. You're right.
All right. Let's keep it moving, all right? Pray and set strong intentions. I just said that, okay? Shield your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your plans, your vibe, your family. Discretion, like protect. Discretion is protection. Not everyone deserves access to you, especially your energy, okay? Energy is like money, all right? It's precious. Once it's gone, sometimes it's gone until you are able to work it back up and get more of it. So you got to protect your energy, guys. You have to make sure you are around people that are good for your body as well as your soul. Got to, all right? Your power, all right? Listen, like, know that you are powerful, regardless of what spells, hexes, or generational curses were placed on your bloodline. You are awake. You are the glitch in the matrix. You are the chosen one. So you have the power to change the narrative for your bloodline. You have the power to heal. You have the power to stand. Even if you feel like you're standing alone, you have your ancestors behind you. You have the power to stand up to these dark entities and say, no more. It stops with me. I am the generational curse breaker. It stops with me. And it took this curse coming to you for you in order to break it. Go ahead.
I was going to say another thing, and Let me just go ahead and share this. But
Please
I was
do.
going to say faith and intention are twins. Let me just say it like that. Faith and intentions are twins because faith is the things hoped for, right? Your intentions are the things that you intend on doing or intend on happening in your life. You see where I'm going with that? So they're twins. When you put them together, it blocks. So whatever comes to you will work for you. And I was saying that because I was thinking about when you was talking about praying and saying certain things, sometimes you have to ask God and or your ancestors to give you something because they're on
Mm-hmm.
the other side already working. They will drop
Right.
things for you. Just like I said, when I used that water spell, I didn't create it from my own free will. I do things by listening. The
Mm-hmm.
words that came to me, the scriptures that pointed out to me, I wrote them down and weaved them together, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's this book by John Eckhart that says prayers that rout demons. Reroute whatever it is attacking you out of your life. That is a good book to have in your possession to pray these things into the atmosphere because he's broken them down by situations and have the scriptures to back it up.
I love that reroute. I love that because I
Mhm.
think a lot of people sometimes feel like they're stuck because they don't have the spiritual tools needed to shift and change the narrative. No, just reroute it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Reroute. I love that. Reroute. Just like your GPS, just reroute that itch. That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
Your family line can be cleansed. And the first step is awareness, like we said, knowing what may be lurking and then taking action. You have to take action. Don't just think because you know and you're aware of it now that it's going to disappear. You got to take action. Just like when you go
Yeah.
to work and it's an issue, you take it to HR, you're taking action. It's the same steps when it comes to rectifying, cleansing generational curses. You're aware of it now. Now it's time to take action. As above, so below. What are you going to do to take action? What are you guys going to do to take action? So that's all I have. If you guys want more
Mm-hmm.
guidance, you already know what to do. Hit us in the DM.
Yep.
We're here for you guys. We do this for you. Um,
I do have a
this
card.
is more about just, keeping you guys aware of what may be happening right in front of your eyes behind your back. And I say that because you can see what's going on and not fully comprehend or have the capacity to understand what's playing out. But as we have continuously said throughout this episode, awareness is the first step. Once you are aware, now you know how to act. And that's all I have.
Yeah. So I pulled a card. I used my scripture cards because I said, I want a scripture card. What scripture is going to come out? And the two that came out, because both sides are very on point. And the first one was, we walk by faith and not by sight, which is why I talked about faith. Because what faith tells you to do is to keep going no matter what tries to make you afraid.
Mm-hmm.
The evil attacks, the warlocks, everything that is sent to you to destroy you is really sent to make you afraid so that you lower down your defense mechanisms. But when you
Yep.
walk by faith and not by sight, oh, is that a train coming in front of me? Okay, well, I'm just going to keep walking anyway. And then you're seeing the train, not realizing that the train is actually about to make a right turn, but it's coming towards you. bam, the train turns right in front of you. Because the enemy already will try to take things, known things, to make us afraid. But when you show that you're not afraid, think about what's going on right now. It's so many people that's professing fear. What if I was to tell you that your fear is feeding a demonic spirit? And every time you are afraid of what's happening outside your doors, you're feeding that spirit even more. Will you
Yeah.
now take back that power that you're giving? Will you now starve that demon and say, I don't care what is happening outdoors. It will not touch my threshold. It will not touch me. It will not touch my children. It will not touch generations after me. The generations to come in this bloodline will not be touched by any demonic force, any demonic thought, any demonic entity that has been sent here to destroy me and or my bloodline. When you take that back, you are talking authoritatively and letting the spirits know, not this family, not this person. Remove yourself. I don't care where you got to go. But when we do that collectively, guess what? That spirit has nowhere to go, has nowhere to latch on. So it just travel to and fro on this earth trying to find its next victim until somebody opens the door. Fear has always been the door.
Yeah.
Always. And then the next scripture, uh, did I even say no? So that was 2 Corinthians 5:7, by the way. But the next
Okay.
scripture is Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. When you ask, you seek, and you knock about divine protection, it will find its way to you. So, say if somebody was praying and said, Lord, I need to find something so I can protect me and my household. And lo and behold, you're watching us live right now. Lo and behold, you're watching this video after the fact, right? This is God answering your prayers. This is Spirit saying, here you go.
Yeah.
These people are doing my work.
That's right.
Pick one, choose one, protect yourself, right? I mean, and there can be some things that your family uses as well, right? Because there are some families on this earth that use this has been passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down. Baby, you might want to use that too. As funny as it looks. As my grandmother used to say, as queer as it is. She never said queer, she would say queer. As queer as it is, baby, use it. That's the card. That's all the cards that I pulled. I just wanted to see what scripture came out.
Use it, don't abuse it, honey. Okay. Attract, align, and ascend. Okay. And like Bessie said, you have to stay prayed up and protected because these monitoring, wandering spirits will try to make your house their home. Okay. They will make your house their home. Now, if they know that you prayed up and you protected, they on to the next one. Yes. So you got to stay prayed up, and you already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. It's the time where we put tarot to the test. This is your time to ask B anything under the sun. All right. Career, love, past life, that weird dream you had last night. Nothing is off limits. So we'll get you guys, we'll give you guys time to figure out if you want to ask me and what you want to ask me. And while you guys are pondering on both questions, we just want to thank everyone that is on.
Yes.
Our community has grown so much. Pri, is that you? Okay, how do I? Pri is requesting to be in our live, bestie.
That's
Pri, is that
that's
you?
fine.
Because it's not showing your picture. It's just showing. Let me just match the picture with the name. Okay, all right. So let me see if I can. Okay, that's you. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me see if I can accept my love. Hold on. Okay,
She said
good.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't see because it doesn't show the picture. It just shows. Okay, go live with. Okay, let's bring Pri on.
Woo woo!
I hope it works.
This is another milestone. She is the first person that we have brought on, right?
She is.
Hi.
Oh, hi, beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome. I want you to look at this picture.
Okay.
Please. Her name is Ababa. And I need to know if she's alive or dead. She's been missing for 7+ months. This is my little sister. And she came to me in a dream. And I have a gift where I can discern when death is going to happen. And then I also have a gift where, and I think because of my ignorance and my fear over the years, it's just like, oh my God, like what's happening? But I had a dream. She came to me. And in the dream, I was walking on a dark road. And I was walking to a bus stop. And she's on the phone with me. And this is something we always do. Like she would, when I was a Lyft driver, she would stay with me on the phone when I had guys, or just, you know, she would just always stay on the phone with me. Mm-hmm. So in the dream, she's on the phone with me and she's like, Priscilla, I'm going to be on the phone with you. I'm with you. She kept saying, I'm with you. And as I woke up, I felt this crazy numbing pain of my conscious mind and my human mind saying, you're up, it's a dream, she's still missing. And I had to walk away from the soothing, the peace, the comfort of her voice. And even to the point where like as I was transitioning into conscious human being earth, conscious waking up, I was still hearing her voice say, I'm with you. I've put a police report, missing persons. She has not, if she goes in her cave, she's a Taurus, she won't talk to her mom, her brothers, but she always talks to me. She'll call me from a payphone, she'll call me from someone's burner phone, like she'll always call me, but she has been missing and I just want to know what is going on. Mm-hmm. So if you could help me with that, because her name is Ababa Abraham, and she's very much, she actually was the one who introduced me to tarot card reading, just spirit, like listening to spirit, like getting out of the custom, you know, like I was born and raised in a Christian home, that's demonic, that's witchcraft. She was like, no, girl, no, you need to wake the up. And she did that for me. And I know she's like very much in tune with spirit. She had this boyfriend. He's like 25+ years older than her. They were engaged and like there was one domestic violence situation. And yeah, but I don't know. I'm going to get Bink to answer that for you. And thank you for sharing that, Pri. Yeah, thank you for allowing me to. I really... No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. So right now I'm quiet because I keep having this same vision, but it's of an eclipse, like an eclipse, and I'm like, okay. Um, so I'm trying to get clarity. The three cards that came out is the first one is the Knight of Wands. So for me, that's always been that free spirited, following the beat of my own drum. And then the Justice card came out. So um for me it's the energy of, and it was kind of clarified with this next card. So I'm gonna say this first. Um it's almost like a spiritual journey. As I said that, literally this came out. As I said that, spiritual journey, Six of Swords is here. And I was saying the spiritual journey part, that's what it seemed like to me. It's like the I just keep seeing the eclipse, and it's just like, when an eclipse happens, they say that that's when there's like it's heightened energy, moon and sun energy is colliding, right? And then it's followed by the King of Swords getting clarity on things. And so that's what I'm getting right now. But I do want a definite answer, Spirit. Like I do want a definite answer. Um, that was the Lover's card. I am going to ask this, and I typically don't ask questions, but how spiritual was this boyfriend? Or did you know?
I would say he was spiritual. Like that's what drew her to him. Like she's never had a boyfriend before. Like she never brought any guy to the family, and like it was a big deal when she did and said that she was engaged, and she on her own, sister talk in a long time, she would basically like sing his praises of how he's connected, and yeah, he is spiritual. um that's why when they had that little argument or altercation and she was voicing like wanting to leave him, I was like, but he like checks off all your, like the list he's checking off, like. So I was really shocked, but of course I'm gonna always have her back. And later on she got upset because I was vocalizing that to her twin brother. She's a twin.
Mm-hmm.
And she got upset with me, but I was like, but Ababa, like you asked me for help and I couldn't help you out on my own terms. So because I live in California, but because Andy, he's other trusted, he's your twin brother, like I didn't think that you would be upset with me with sharing this information with helping you escape. She that with me, and I apologize. She gave me, but it was just like, girl, I'm always gonna have your back. Like if I do it on my own, I'm gonna reach out, with conscience, with respect. And I thought I was moving in a respectful way. And I had to like put back into perspective, like when people argue and they're in relationships, they'll get over it quicker than their family members when they hear. So after that, I always kept my like eye on my side eye, like, and she said no issues. She does drink a lot. She smokes marijuana, and that's fine. I'm not judging, but she would always vocalize to me that she's just indulging too much. and it's fog on her spirit. So she recognized, stop, I gotta talk down, I gotta detox stage. But she recognized it. I discerned personally, she never came out with this, but because there was substantial weight loss and very quickly, I discerned there was drugs, meth, but she would never vocalize that this boyfriend, and that's why I discerned it, because the significant weight loss, and then this boyfriend vocalized to me in one of our conversations 2 years ago that he had a meth addiction, but he doesn't do it no more. So I don't know, but putting things together, but like I be talking to the air sometimes. I just be like, Baba, where are you? Where are you? I need to know. I've reached all social media platforms, even reached out to friends on her social media, and they all say the same thing. The last time they spoke to her was in May. The last post was in May 27th. Last her was at. So July, August, September, October. Yeah, we're in 5 months going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not like it's, the last time they had, because I called the police to do a welfare check, and the landlord, she does not live there anymore as of August 18th. And then the police pulled in the system that there was police contact, that she was in a store and the business owner had to call the cops on her. Why? Officer would not give me that information. And I was like, but it's public and I'm coming to you to report a missing person. Like, this is kind of scary. Mm-hmm. I try not to get into mine because I'm like, well, if it was a pretty white girl with blue eyes, you would be fast. But because she's like, you guys don't, but that's just, and I'm not trying to go down the road, but it's just, it's unfortunate that sometimes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. I've done the police report. I just don't know where to go at this point. But the fact that she came in my tree, she's never.
So like I said, it's a journey. I stopped because the card right after the King of Swords was the Tower card, and I wanted to get clarity. I'm like, well, what is this Tower? And immediately after the Tower card, that's when the Lovers card came out. And after the Lovers, the Sun card came out. So I was like, okay, that's why I said, that's why I started asking about the boyfriend. That's why I said, okay, Spirit, we need clarity. Because afterwards came the Two of Swords, something that's not being seen. And for the clarification of the Tower card, the first one is the Five of Cups. That feeling like I'm being drained. I'm doing all this pouring, but I'm not getting anything in return. And the act of, I need to make a decision, this Two of Wands. So what is this decision? Then we have Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is, like they say, the sneaky energy, or that hiding energy, stealing away. And then I'm gonna still cover it up. And then we have the Star card, getting everything that she wants. So that's why I was like, I'm not really picking up death, but I did want to know what is going on. But it's almost like it's like she wants to live off grid, is what I'm getting. That's what I'm more so getting than anything. And it's just like, with this Lovers card, I'm really not even seeing love as in like another person, but it's just like that love that you have when you're with someone, and that ultimate happiness of the Sun. And it's like, she's not seeing it. So what do I have to do? Right.
Okay. Right.
Um, and I'm gonna tell you, maybe it's because she looks like another friend of mine, who she somewhat did the same thing. She's very artsy. The next time I found her, she was living in Colorado, and then she had met someone, got married, had a child, and I was just like, wow, like, girl, like, you're doing a lot. I haven't seen all of this. She went off grid. Then she came back up. We're about to move to England. Excuse me, what?
Okay.
Oh, I know what
So
you're talking about.
yeah. So it's like it's giving me the energy. It's like I need to pull away to reset. Um, because she, like, the first thing, I'm not gonna lie, I gulped when I saw this, because I'm like, justice? Like, what do you mean justice? Um, but it's that feeling of feeling justified about making this decision, about making this walk to get clarity, right? This walk to get love. Um, that's really what I'm picking up. Is there any more?
I know what to pray for. Because when you said eclipse, that immediately gave me confirmation that she is in fact alive. The fact that she's on this journey, the fact that she's having to figure out what to do, because that does sound like her so much. Like when she's about to make the next move, it is coming off sneaky, but it's survival mode. It's what she needs to do to pull away, to recalibrate, to come back up. It just leads me in my discernment to know now, and I thank you so much, of what to pray for her in the spirit realm, to support her and to like just make sure, that she does come out successfully. And that's the most important thing to me.
Mm-hmm. 7 of Cups. Decisions.
Yeah.
And multiple.
Yeah. And multiple.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That was powerful. Thank you so much, Pri, for being brave enough to come on live with us. We really appreciate it. And we're sending you so much love and light, my love.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you guys are like church for me now. I put my alarm clock on and I was like, oh, this time I was on the phone with my bestie too, and I was like, I gotta go. You don't even know. And he was like, man, where do you mean? You ain't shit. I gotta go.
Right.
I love it. Just frivolous talk. You ain't talking about nothing. I need my soul medicine for the week. This is church. You have no idea. I love you, but I gotta go. So
I love it. We love
So-
it. And girl, next time you can tell Bessie to join in, shoot.
Right.
Okay.
So here's something you can do. And I have never, for the record, I have never heard this. So what I'm giving you is straight off, hot off the press, as I like to call it. Place her picture on a window.
Okay.
I don't know if you have a dream catcher.
No.
But it's like it's like, don't put it. It's like, put a dream catcher next to it.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay. Her mom, Mulu, they're from Africa, and a long time ago, she gave me her mom. Like when you guys are talking about the jewelry, blessing the jewelry and giving it to someone. Her mom, because I was married to her older brother Moses,
Okay.
and things happen, whatever. But they love me. I love them. Like, we'll always be family. Like, we're all even together. His new wife, everybody, we get along. Like, no drama. Anyways, her mom, Lulu, she gave me this pink and white rosary. I'm going to put that next to her picture because Lulu, before she blesses you with a rosary, she prays extensively over it. And when you guys were talking about blessing jewelry, I immediately saw Lulu praying over that. Because one time I lost my rosary and I was like, I felt so bad. And I was like, Mama, I lost my rosary. And she goes, okay, Priscilla, I'm going to pray for you, another one. And she took like days, I want to say almost a week before she finally gave it to me. Like, it was almost like a ritual. She blessed it. I'm gonna place that right above her picture on the window.
Yeah, because what I'm getting is that it would help her. It would help guide her on the path she needs to go. So sometimes, and I got this from a previous job I used to work for. The manager pulled me to the side and say, sometimes when we try to handle stuff by ourselves, we kind of separate ourselves and kind of like furlough ourselves to the point where we can't see ourselves, we can't see a way out. But that's because we haven't let anybody else know what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a guidance type of deal for her to help kind of put that together.
I get that too.
And this is for anybody that needs direction in your life. Put that picture on, because wherever they are out there, outside of your domain, help them with guidance.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Bestie.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for that read. Really appreciate it. And again, Pri, thank you for coming on our live. We normally don't pull anyone in, but something just told me, just bring her in, pull her in, get her on. So, and I'm so glad I did. And we hope that fed your spirit and your soul. And we hope that guides you to be able to make the right decision in regards to your asking question. Yes? Okay, good. Okay.
You are welcome.
If that is all, this will conclude tonight's episode of Ask Me. And guys, please remember, what's what I always say at the end of every episode? I gotta write it down. The cards don't dictate your fate. They simply illuminate your choices. So choose wisely, love deeply, and stay aligned. And in case you guys didn't know, we do this every Tuesday, same time, same place, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time, Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. We love you guys. Yes. Bye, Pri.
Yes, bye, everyone.
See you next week, my love. Bye, guys. Peace.